feeling?
I feel good. Yeah.
100%, not quite.
It's just day by day, I'll be ready to go on Saturday.
You're one of the 10 most accurate quarterbacks in the country in completion percentage right now. If I would have told you that a month ago, what would your thoughts have been?
I don't know. It's pretty cool. I didn't know that. My focus is to just win games, and I'm not a huge statistics guy. That is a pretty cool stat, but my main focus is just get a W.
Hey, Kyle, that pitch play really worked where it was like with Franks and P. Ryan last year against LSU. I know you guys ran that maybe the other day too against Auburn. What's sort of like the keys to making sure that's going to work? Like when you do run that play, like what are some of the things that has to happen in order for it to work?
That really is just something, the coaches do a great job of game planning every week, and there's some looks certain defenses run where we feel like we can, use plays like that to kind of take advantage of, where they're lined up, and we feel like we have a good play called in certain scenarios.
Mark,
What's the key to kind of handling the noise you guys are going to face this week? It's going to be like probably nothing you've ever seen, and it clearly rattled Auburn's team, the offense, the other day.
I've seen it before. I've been in Death Valley my freshman year when we beat them. I've seen how crazy it can get, and, that's just, that's another thing that we have to focus on this week is really communication, because, it's a lot tougher to communicate when there's people screaming at you, but, it's nothing that's not impossible, and it's something that we really need to lock in and make sure we're sharp for this weekend.
What's Dan talking to you about, like ball security, pocket awareness, those kinds of things with you? What's he been telling you?
Just, making sure I'm always having that clock in my head, and just, you can't hold on to it too long, especially against a defensive front like Auburn had. They're one of the best defensive fronts in the country, and just, he's just telling me just to make sure I'm getting the ball out on time.
From a pain management standpoint, how does your knee feel, and how is it better today than it was Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, it's definitely better today than it's been. It's been getting better every single day. I'll say the training staff's doing a great job of just taking care of me, and it's really progressing along very nicely.
Is it uncomfortable to get around, to drive, to this, that, the other?
It was at first, but, the pain's kind of going away now. And like I say, the training staff is, they're really doing a great job.
You could get a cart like
I've been there already.
Kyle, obviously Marlon Davis just came up to you and apologized to you after the game and said, I would never try to hurt you. What did you take away from that?
I really respected that. After seeing the play, I didn't think he was trying to hurt me intentionally or anything like that. I felt like that was says a lot about his character to come up and apologize, even though he obviously wasn't trying to do it on purpose. He just wanted to let me know, and I really respect him for that.
Robbie?
Kyle, you guys are down to 2 scholarship quarterbacks. How important is it for both of you to stay healthy?
It's very important because there's not a whole lot of depth, I would say, I guess. But that's just goes to show how important it is just to stay healthy and make sure we're, staying in the training room, and if there's any, bumps and bruises or tweaks, and just making sure we're staying on top of our bodies.
Coach Mullen said that Sproles is the number 3 guy, so he'd be the next man up. How do you think he would do if he was put in a situation like that?
Sproles is very smart. He's a very talented player. I feel like he would do a great job, honestly.
Cassidy.
Can you take me through the play to Freddie, the touchdown at the beginning of the game? What did you see defensive-wise that made you take the slant from your recollection?
I saw they were bringing a little bit of pressure, and they left the middle open, and, Freddie did a great job of just winning on his route, and so I got it to him right out of his break, and, he did his thing and turned up and turned on the Jets, and that was a great way to start off the game.
That was only the second play, so you had not really had time to watch their defense yet. How much of that was just from tape?
I think it just goes back to game planning. You know, we have our certain plays that we have called that we want to start the game off with. You know, that was one of them, and I think, yeah, like I said, it's just all game plan, and you know, we saw something on tape, and we just wanted to take advantage of it.
Kyle, what's the biggest key for you when you're working on kind of ball security, and how much of that do you get just from getting those live game reps?
Yeah, I think it's just that clock in your head. You know, like I said, you can't hold on to it forever. So once you take a couple hitches and, you know, nothing's there, you got to do something with the ball because someone's coming after you to, you know, get that ball out of your hands or knock you out, whatever. So you got to have that clock in your head at all times.
Josh was saying he feels like you guys are pretty well equipped to handle success. What's the key to doing that when you got, you know, coming off a big win, but you're going into another big game?
I think our team is very resilient and, you know, does a great job of focusing on, you know, whatever task is at hand. I feel like, you know, this team works really, really hard, and we're not going to get caught up in, you know, whatever, you know, people are saying about us. We're just really do a great job of just focusing on what we need to do.
France, in the back. Or Buddy, go ahead.
You were here, you were at Baton Rouge as a freshman. You were here last year for the loud crowd, and obviously Saturday. People talk about the crowd, about the juice you get from it. How much does it actually play a role in the performance or the extra oomph that Michael P. Ryan might have gotten? What do you think the crowd's factor is in a game like that?
Are you talking about this past weekend?
I mean, the one you just did and then the one you got coming up in Baton Rouge. How much of the crowd's noise will actually impact the performance on the field?
I think, you know, our fans are some of the best fans in the country, and they did a great job Saturday of being as loud as they can. But I think crowds play a big factor in games because obviously it makes it very tough to communicate. Obviously, it's very tough to communicate when it's very loud, so that's one of the things that our fans did a great job of. And when you're on the road, it just makes it that much important to have great mental toughness. You know, you can't panic, and if something goes wrong, it's going to be loud. You just have to, like I said, have that mental toughness and just focus on, you know, your 111 and the task at hand.
You've handled the emotion of it pretty well ever since Kentucky. You seem to have it under control. Don't you ever get nervous or upset or concerned, or you feel a little bit nervous when you go on the field?
No, I mean, you know, I don't see any reason to be nervous. You know, this is what we dreamed about doing when we were kids, is playing in big games like this. So, you know, I just do my best to stay focused on what I'm supposed to do. And preparation through the week really, you know, gives you confidence in what you're doing, just the amount of reps you're doing. You do plays over and over again against the certain looks that defenses are going to run, so it really prepares you well for the game.
Louder in Tiger Stadium or louder at the Swamp?
I would have to go with the Swamp for sure. That crowd was incredible on Saturday.
France. When you, just go ahead.
I can hear you.
Go ahead.
When, how much are you audibling now, and put in an environment like at Tiger Stadium where the noise is so great, how does that affect you audibly?
You know, I'm doing the same amount of audibling, you know, whether it was 4 weeks ago or whether it's right now, and I think it just all comes back to me and the O-line being on the same page. If we see something, you know, they're gonna, you know, look back, and I'm gonna already be telling them what to do. It's just all comes back to communication and just really honing in and, you know, being protected and just making sure we're all blocking the right people during the week so we're ready for game day.
I guess that's probably what I'm trying to ask. How often are you calling audibles, and given the environment you're going to be in Baton Rouge, does that affect your audibles at the line, or do you look more to, for example, to the sideline to get your checks in?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be loud. I know it's going to be a hostile environment, but, you know, I don't think it'll affect our audibles too much with that crowd noise. I mean, yeah, it'll be loud, like I said, but at the same time, you know, we've been doing really good with communicating and making sure we're on the same page. You know, I think that's really important.
Two more guys. Pat?
Kyle, does any of this seem surreal to you, what's going on in your life right now? And, and also during this huge game and a crowd like that, instead of watching from the sideline right there in the middle of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty surreal from, you know, what I've been accustomed to in the past couple of years. But at the same time, you know, I need to do my best to just, like, step up and, you know, make plays for my team. So in order to do that, I have to, you know, stay focused on my job. And I can't get caught up in, you know, all the noise and whatsoever. And, I mean, to play my best, I need to be completely locked in all the time. So that's what I focus on the most.
Is this most fun you ever had in your life?
In football, probably. I mean, that's, like I said, this is what we dream about doing when we're kids, is playing in big-time games like that. And, you know, we're just trying to keep it going and keep the W's coming.
Edgar, last one.
What's it mean to just be a part of helping put this program back on the map, so to speak? 2 weeks in a row, game day, top 10 matchup. What's it mean just to be part of that?
I think that's it's really cool, and it's really big time, you know, just getting this program back to where it should be. But, you know, my main focus is, like I said, like, I'm just focused on my job and what I can do to make this team better, and, you know, my job and what I can do to help them win. And, you know, I'm really just trying not to get focused and caught up, you know, I know there's a lot of outside noise going on right now. That just comes with the success we're having, and in order to keep the success going, we have to, you know, stay focused on one goal at a time, and that is getting a W on Saturday.